everyone. Welcome back to another exciting edition of The Untold. Today is an exceptional episode.
Today we have an amazing guest.
Yes.
She is going to talk about women empowerment,
Yes.
fashion.
Yes.
Leave that on the side.
On the side.
There's fencing.
Fencing.
And there is
There's a lot.
other things.
She's accomplished so much in her life. And I don't want to waste any time, really, because it's quite a lot of questions we have for her. So, right next, we'll have our guest, Balsam Alayoub.
And we're back again with our guest, and our guest today is Balsam Alayoub. Balsam, you have quite an amazing resume, but I want you to introduce yourself to our viewers. You're no stranger to
Of course,
TV.
you're no stranger.
And tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much for hosting me here, Ahmed and
course.
Hadeel. It is a pleasure and an honor to be back in KTV2, my second home actually, and
wow.
I'm so happy to be in this beautiful
Welcome back,
channel.
then.
Thank you so much. So my name is Balsam Alayoub.
Yes.
I'm a mother, I'm a fencer, I'm a wife, I'm a champion. I started fencing when I was 15 years old. And since that time, don't count because I'm 45 now, and I have no problem to mention my age.
I love the confidence, and she does not look, mashallah. Knock on wood.
No way I would have assumed you're 45.
Sport is the
I
secret.
think you follow a healthy lifestyle, I would say.
Well, not extremely healthy, but you have to be just
moderate.
Yes.
Okay, moderation is key, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Since I started fencing, I had me and my sister Lulwa. We had been through a lot. It is not easy to be in a field where you don't have someone to follow their steps.
Right.
You create your own steps and you create your own vision, and that wasn't easy. So
at the time when you were 15 doing fencing, I can only imagine not many girls were doing fencing.
Nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
Were you like the only one?
Yes,
What
there was
made
some
you-
girls,
yeah.
but there wasn't like someone serious about their career as me and my sister, because my mom and dad had really invested in us a lot.
Invested.
Well, how
And
come
you
you chose
guys-
fencing of all sports?
Well,
It's a classy sport.
it's very classy. Since we were young, in a very young age, we've been into sport. And I would love to mention something. I mentioned before that I don't know in your generation if you know Jane Fonda home video, but
Who?
Jane Fonda home video.
I don't think I
yeah.
I don't.
On the 80s.
I heard it, John Van Damme's. I was like, what? Is that what you mean? Is it?
Jane Fonda.
It's a video game back in the 80s.
No, it is a video home exercises. Yeah.
They never seem to encourage me enough to do anything.
So when I was in the 80s, my mom used to put those videos because my mom is an
see.
athlete and she is a physical education teacher and she's with the Scout Girls movement. So she's been also in that field. So she really feels so sad if she see us sitting down a couch. Doing
For
nothing.
girls,
So I don't
obviously.
remember that when I was in a young age, my mom, I mentioned to my mom that I'm bored because she always give us tasks to do,
Activities.
and
We're all
activities.
doing something.
So I've been always into sport. We travel to Europe in the summer, so we do horseback riding, surfing,
nice.
cycling, hiking, like badminton, a lot of sports, swimming, but I never experienced team sports. So I don't
It's always
recognize
individual
myself
sports.
as a team
Player.
Yeah.
You're not a team player.
I don't like to play with a team. I like to do my own decision. I take my own
So you
responsibility.
don't do team sports.
No,
Okay.
I don't like to do it. So when it comes to the period that we went to Al Fatality Club that time in 1995, they were just establishing the team for fencing, and the coach saw us, me and my sister, and he asked, "What do they play?" And no one, they know that we didn't choose our game yet. So he said, I will take them for fencing. They are tall and they are in a good shape, so I will take them for fencing. So after a year, we participated in our first competition. In 1997, I won my first medal in the Arab Games.
Wow. At what age?
First,
20.
you were
20.
20 years
Yeah.
old, then you
I
got
would say
your-
you're one of the few women that competed.
Yeah,
Right?
actually, yeah. It was a very limited number of girls who did fencing,
Yeah.
and we had a number of girls who did with us this sport, but they didn't continue. They didn't
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. Didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, in 2004, me and my sister we decided to take it professional in a professional way.
Yeah.
So we became the professional athletes. Comparing with men, they didn't get the professional career until the year after, but we get
wow.
it with the private sector.
Nice.
So we had set our plan. We go and play internationally in the international league. We compete on the Grand Prix competition. You're talking about minimum 10 competition a year.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, and some camps where you train in a very
severe.
very
Let's say-
miserable
Miserable.
weather.
I love how she.
Yeah.
I said severe, which is like, no, it's not
Miserable
severe. It was
Yeah,
miserable.
well, it is a 25 minus degree,
Oh.
and you
minus,
wake
and you
up
had
and
to-
you wake up and you sleep with a gray environment. I don't
Yeah.
know if I was depressed
Coming
that time
from
or not.
a deserted country where
Where
it
are
gets
we
60
in this,
degrees.
this story?
It
What
was
country are we talking about?
Hungary. It was in
Ah,
Budapest.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and even though when we went to the competition after that in Prague, also the weather was much more worse. So it is not easy that to imagine. Once we had a competition in 2006 that. In the summer, we had a competition in Barcelona. We finished the competition. We fly to London, and from London we go directly to China.
That's
So when I was looking at the map, I said, "Are we above Kuwait? Hi, Kuwait." So, it is so.
it's a long flight
yeah.
from one country
It is
to
not
another.
all. You cannot go back to your
Yeah.
home and then you go back again traveling because you don't have time.
Right.
Some tickets you have 14 flight in one page. Like
Right.
you have all those flights and you have to know the timing
But
and
you
everything.
were so young.
We were young, but we were independent. We were responsible. My mom and dad raised us up in a way that we have to take our responsibility and
Rely
make
on
our
yourself.
decision.
Where
Exactly.
would you say you got the drive to keep pushing and moving towards your goals as you've competed and done very different things in your life? What was the driving force behind all that? The passion,
The
Your
passion, number
parents?
one.
the parent support.
This is something. This is something good. The
Or
your
maybe
life partner
Right.
person
Of course, if
who
you have a
is-
person, yes.
with you, who you give him your own
Right.
your half life, and you share with him your life in general. He was a very great supporter, and he still till today he's a great supporter. Also,
That's beautiful.
he
That
empowered
is
me,
beautiful.
he supported me, and he believed in me, and he also invested in me too. So, and he dealt with my madness, and
Gotta take it all.
You said it.
because I cannot pretend that I'm a standard person. No, I'm
Right,
not.
right.
I'm not.
You're full of energy, and that's a good thing. And I love how you express your energy without being afraid. And you're not limited by anything. And you're also, a woman supporter,
Yes.
which is another thing. Like, I mean, put sports aside, you are supporting women in so many ways.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, Balsam.
Yeah. Hadeel, when I made the first competition in 1999, and it was the first competition ever for women in fencing with the private sector. Because that time there wasn't really
Right.
they don't take it seriously for women. So I made the first competition for women in fencing, and there was 16 players that time.
Wow.
With a private sector, with a sponsorship.
16 female
Female.
players?
Yeah,
Kuwaiti.
yeah.
Kuwaiti
Yeah.
female players.
16.
Kuwaiti
That's
female
a
players.
pretty good number.
Yeah, and I didn't know at that time that I was doing something related to women empowerment. I don't know what's the definition.
okay.
I was doing it because this is something
It's
I
something
Just
you
felt.
felt
wanted
right.
to do,
Yes.
and you wanted to pursue it.
In 2009, me and my sister, we were nominated for Ashoka Fellowship. It is a huge foundation. It is founded in Washington.
Nice.
And people who are selected by Ashoka, they're always highlighted by other awards like Nobel, like other grants, and like the microbank person from Bangladesh, Ahmed Yunus, who made the microbank system. He was founded by Ashoka. Then he won Nobel Award.
Wow.
So in 2009, me and my sister, we were selected for the fellowship. And we went there in the Arab world. We went to Egypt to be trained for Ashoka Arab world
Egypt.
in Egypt.
Yeah.
And there was a selection from the Arab world. So in that time, in the training for almost 1 month, the training was about the highlight of each one field and how you remanage your ideas and why you did this. They teach you. They bring out from you the idea and they recreate
Kind of like
it for
brainstorming?
Yes, like a brainstorming, and they educated you. So in that time, only in 2009, imagine after 10 years, I had learned the word women empowerment. I had learned the word entrepreneurship.
You were doing it before you knew what it was.
I didn't know the
Yeah.
definition. I did it, but I didn't know the
So you're a
definition.
natural born.
Women
Women
empowerment.
empowerment.
Woman, you can be a woman leader. Honestly.
Yeah, and gender equality. I didn't know those
Absolutely.
3 words. So when we finish the training after a month almost, me and my sister, we have to be separated to be interviewed, each one alone. So before we went inside, she asked me, we were staying in the corridor waiting for them to call us, some people from Oxford, from Harvard, from like professors and people who have to interview us. So my sister asked me, do you remember the 3 words? And I said, yes. She
What
said,
are the 3
what
words?
are the 3 words? And I just stared at her face. And she said, gender equality, entrepreneur, and women empowerment. So I said, yeah. Women empowerment. I memorized the word, but the other 2 I don't memorize it. I even didn't know how to pronounce entrepreneurship at that time. So when I went inside, they called me before her show. So she asked me, Balsam, do you remember the word? And I said, yes. She said,
Women
what? I said, gingerpreneur.
Oh, ginger.
Ginger.
so my sister, the monitorship, Dr. Ima Bibras, she said, Balsam, you had created a new field in our entrepreneurship.
Gingerpreneur. You included gingers.
Trying to be inclusive here. We're going to continue on with the laughs and the conversations. Just a little break, and we'll be back.
Yeah.
We're back on the show. Let's continue our conversation, and I want to touch on some of the challenges you may have faced as you're competing back in
Yes.
the day. What challenges that you have faced and how you overcame those challenges?
Well, I believe that one of the most biggest challenges that we faced, me and my sister, was we don't recognize me and my sister as a national team, except when there will be a competition with the federation.
You weren't recognized. You weren't, they weren't recognized by like the government, I would say.
No, the government, they have a competition. So once they have a competition and they know that they need female participation, they recognize us as a national team.
Only then.
Only then.
Only then.
Okay.
So when the
When push
competition
came to
finished,
shove.
we are vanished. We are invisible.
Wow.
You don't exist anymore
No.
as a team. Okay.
We only exist when they need us. So that's why,
You needed something stable.
yes. So that's why we had fought so hard to prove ourselves, to do our contracts, to go to Kuwait Sports Club, also the club that hosted us from 2004. And the people there, they really were welcoming us and believing us, and they empower us in a very great way. And since that time, until 2019, I became board member in Kuwait Sporting Club.
Okay.
So imagine I'm the only woman among all the clubs in Kuwait, the male clubs. Nadi Kuwait, Kuwait.
Must have been competitive. I mean, going to a male territory.
Yeah,
And then you were like, I'm here to prove myself.
yes.
So how is that?
It is challenging.
It
It
is.
is challenging. But for me, challenging doesn't mean that I have to be afraid or I have to give up or I have to be protective to myself. I'm a human. I'm a learner. I do mistakes. I admit it. I continue what I'm doing and I enjoy it. I'm so passionate about it. Today I'm running the individual sports in Kuwait Sport Club. I'm running the boxing, the judo, the taekwondo, the fencing.
Are you running all of them at the same time?
Yes,
Now or then?
now and then.
And how do you manage your time with all that?
I have a very good managers for the
Okay.
for the
you have people do the time management for you.
yes, and I help them with whatever
Right.
the issue is. But I'm really happy of the chance that I was given in my career to lead the sport movement in a men field.
Dominated field, yeah.
And when the men trusted me and giving me this chance to run
Right.
with them and to take the responsibility and to give the representation of the Kuwaiti women in the sport field, it is not something small. It is
right.
not a
It's
small
Not something
thing.
you take for granted.
Yeah,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
at all.
And when you work with when you are the only woman and you work with men, they always, like most of the time, they always deal with you when you go to talk about a problem or a solution or whatever. They always deal with you like you're emotional.
sensitive. You're emotional. Which is fine. Us women, we are sensitive. I'll admit it, I'm
I'm a
sensitive.
human. I'm a human. I have emotions inside me, but once it comes to reality, I'm a monster. I roar.
She's a monster. She roars. She will hunt you down.
And I don't care
Be
what
afraid.
is going on. I
Right.
care about what is my mission, and I don't discuss problems. I discuss solutions. I have a target.
I
I
like
don't
that.
have
I
a
like
dreams. I have goals, and this is what I want to do. So the changes and the doors that I open for girls, I have today more than 30 young girl in fencing. I have the three weapons, and one of them, she's a champion, Farah al-Rashidi.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, and we have a lot are coming on the way. So, and that while I'm mentioning this, I would love to congratulate also Yusuf Shamlan of winning the bronze medal in the Asian Games, creating history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
That's great. What an
Since
achievement.
since '74, we didn't get a medal in fencing.
Oh.
And in this Asian
we have
Games,
one.
yeah, he got the bronze medal. He worked hard. He had a vision, and I really believe in him, and really
Hard
loved.
work is the key.
Yes,
Hard work.
Hard
pays
work.
off.
So another thing that Balsam is interested in, Ahmed.
Yeah.
you're-
I'm going to take a second here.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna talk about fashion,
Yeah.
women's fashion. You are, I mean, you have quite a resume.
Yeah.
You're a TV presenter. You are, I don't know, everything. You're a fencer. You're a women's supporter, and you're into fashion. You're a designer.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. So first of all, I have a little question. Leave the people who do your time management.
Yeah.
How do you do you?
Well, when you ask people what do you do to relieve your stress? Some people they say we do yoga, we go for a walk.
You design?
I don't design. I stitch.
Okay.
You stitch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I stitched since I was 6 years old.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
Why did that start?
Because my mom used to have a tailor,
Okay.
and that was her business. And I used to see Suad Abdullah and the celebrities come to her and do her,
Okay.
Dresses
yeah,
and
to do the
things.
dresses and the design. And she used to have a very beautiful. My mom till today she's really very well dressed, and she have a very high taste in her
fashion.
look. Yeah.
I can see it translating into you.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you.
tell.
So when I was young, around 6 or 7, my mom used to take me with her to the fabric texture market,
So that's how it started.
and till today I go to the same shops, and I shop on the same places. And I remember I gave her once the needle with the thread, and I told her, "Do it for me."
Yeah,
she
to
said-
put.
Yeah,
Just
and
put
she
it
no,
said,
you
"No,
do it.
you do it.
Yeah.
It's not my business." Yeah.
Your mom is. She's strict, but in a good way. Like,
Yeah.
in a positive way.
So I even learned how to speak with Tagalog with the Filipinos,
Oh,
and
wow.
because I spend more time with them than anyone else. So
Learned a new language.
yeah, so I learned how to stitch. I made my own wedding dress, and
How many women can say that?
I know I made
Wow.
it. I made
A
it.
lot of women can say that.
That they made their own wedding dress.
Not the wedding dress,
No,
but
the
a
wedding
dress. A dress.
Wedding
Not a
dress.
wedding
She
dress.
made her own
I-
wedding
yeah.
dress.
I mean.
And until the last night before my wedding, there was a small flowers here on the shoulder, so I put my dress on the mannequin,
I would
and
love
I was
to see
doing,
the dress.
and my finger
I would
was
love to see
bleeding.
it.
From
Oh.
the and my mom was like, she was, who's in hell like do what you have to be relaxed, you have to do massage, you have to be
You have to be chill. I mean, it's your wedding
have
day,
to
for
be
God's
chill.
sake.
in my wedding day, my back was paining me from standing up, stitching my dress for 3 days. But I was happy. I was honored. I was happy. Every day I see my picture and I feel so
I
proud.
would love to see that wedding dress.
Yeah, I will
later.
show it to you now.
You have to show me.
So the stitching and all that I understand as a personal thing that you like to do for yourself. But when did it transition into, oh, this can be a business?
Well, I had some of my friends or the social circle, and I know they come to me and they ask me
They
to
like your
design.
designs,
They ask me
okay.
to do for them a certain design. I do it.
So it started for friends.
Yes, I
Okay.
do my designs for them, and they buy it. They pay money for it. So
Good friends supporting friends.
yes.
That's nice to see.
And in 2016, my friend Anoud Sharikh had asked me to launch a collection with them, cooperating with them for ending violence against women campaign.
Oh.
So I made for them a collection, and I call it Sewing the Wounds. And it was very
It's a good
beautiful.
name, actually.
Yeah,
It's a
it
good
was very
title.
beautiful. And then I had other collection comes the year after, a woman come from a different time. And then I exhibited my fashion as the only fashion designer for Fashion for a Cause in the International Diamond Conference in Botswana with the First Lady there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very beautiful. It was amazing.
I can tell.
Yeah, they love the
Just
the
now
pieces.
realizing the several things that you've done in your life, and there are probably things we haven't talked about yet. You're a visionary person. You come across as a visionary person. What is the vision? What is left for you to accomplish that you want to accomplish in the future?
What I want to accomplish.
What's the vision?
Well,
What's Balsam's vision?
I believe that I want to see more girls on a leadership on sport, and on that stage, empowering girls to understand why they have to be leaders in sports.
Right.
The second thing, I want to create a space for a woman to say her opinion without fear,
Right.
and
To
that
create a
is
safe environment for them.
and that is not happening here, unfortunately, and we're struggling with it. With all the criticizing that's happening on the social media
Right.
and the
Being
thing.
bullied.
Yes.
I mean, basically, I don't know if you have seen the recent movement on on social media where girls are now posting videos without makeup. Have you
Yes.
seen that movement? It started by an actress here
Yes.
in Kuwait. And I
And before that,
love
Alicia.
Alicia
Alicia
Keys.
Keys.
Alicia
She
Keys.
started
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
but now it's in Kuwait and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of, I think it mainly comes from society to put stress on us girls to look
Perfect.
spotless.
Yes, 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 yes.
And now I'm loving that movement.
Yes.
Less makeup, be you.
Yeah.
And the girls look beautiful. I've seen the videos. And I love how you mentioned that. I love how you mentioned,
They have to be secured,
Yeah.
and they have to be able to speak out and to tell what's going on inside them, because if you don't let them speak, you will have a high level of disturbed people in the society. They cannot talk, they will have a mental issue, they will get isolated by
I
the
think
society.
this is an international women's problem.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And women do struggle to express their emotions and even understand the emotions.
Exactly.
We are taught to,
Remain silent.
obey.
Yes.
And I think it's wrong. And I love how we get the chance to, talk about this.
Yes. We have to.
First of all, before we talk about our emotions, we need to understand them.
Exactly.
And that's where the issue is. And that's a beautiful thing.
And Be Strong, we do this. When we train the women on self-defense, on the pre-training classes, we train them also in this circle, the social circle. We talk about the how can we express ourselves, how can we understand violence, how can we understand threat, why we have to talk, why we have to express ourselves, and how we teach other kids and the young girls how to explain their issues, their problems, what they have been through, because a lot of girls they don't know what to say.
They don't understand what's happening inside.
No, and when they are panicked, they even cannot breathe. So we train them on all this, and we are really we achieved a lot. And I'm really happy with
the foundation that you have.
Yeah, the Be Strong.
Be Strong. So let's talk about the girls or the women who join that foundation.
Yeah.
What are their main concerns in general?
When I established Be Strong, it is under Balsam International, a cooperation with Kuwait Sporty Club. In 2015, we established it for women empowerment and raising awareness in different areas with women.
Sure.
Our main project was with the campaign of the United Nations for ending violence against women, and it's from end of November. And this is something really meant to be for me, because the International Day is my birthday.
Oh,
You were born for
destiny.
it. She was born for it.
You're destined to be right exactly where
Exactly,
you're at.
on the 25th of November. So since 2015, I focus and I put my first target is to never stop doing this. Like we will do it every year. In 2021, last year, 2022, I had struggled with the 2021. I had struggled with the COVID and the ticketing and the booking the tickets for the trainers to come,
Right.
the female trainers to come from the U.S. So my partner are the American Embassy in Kuwait. So they had suggested me and told me we can get the help of the U.S. military, because they have women and they have experts, so we can ask them. I was like, that was my luckiest moment in my life to meet Major Sandra White, who really had add a huge value to this program. And last year and this year in February we made it again for one month, and we had achieved more than since 2015 till 2023 we had achieved more than 1,600 women, or around 1,800 women from
Incredible.
80 nationalities.
So I love what you do. I love what we just talked about, women empowerment. I mean, from fashion to women's empowerment. I mean, from making girls look beautiful, yet love yourself the way you are.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And it was really nice having you here
Thank you
on the
so
show.
much, Hadeel.
Thank you so
Definitely.
much
Thank
for
you so
being
much
with
for your
us.
time and coming on our show. You're quite the inspirational character
Thank you.
and a huge inspiration for all women of Kuwait, and also you're also inspiring men as well.
Thank you.
Because you're
Yeah.
doing tremendous. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Quite
Thank
a
you,
lovely
Hadeel.
conversation.
Shukran.
You're quite the characters. Your resume is extensive. I
Shukran.
believe we haven't covered other stuff that you
Thank
do.
you so much.
So thank you for your time. We'll be back for the wrap up.
So this is the end of our episode.
Yeah, what a beautiful episode. Quite the inspirational character. I would want her to be at every public speaking event.
I mean, she
you know?
is a speaker.
Yes.
In a positive way, and I love people who have energy and passion.
Mm-hmm.
I learned in our show. I think we learned how passion is important.
Yeah, in any
And
field, in anything you want to do in life.
Passion is the key.
everything.
Keyword passion.
Yeah,
Remember
it
that.
It is a
Ahmed.
keyword. Well, that's all for tonight's episode of The Untold. Tune in next time for another guest with another story. Good night.
Good night.